And then you got mobile ear syringing, £45. And then we've got
Sorry,
another.
are we buying the earwax or is it?
No.
Well, why do they have a photo of the earwax? I don't want to buy your earwax.
Hello.
Hey, Christian. I feel so
That feels very...
pro with all the equipment. Professional.
Are you a bit nervous having all this gear now?
Well, I'm glad we have the whole day off because this is a whole day setup.
How long did this setup take?
I don't know. I was f***ing around while you did everything.
2 hours. 2 hours to set this up, so this better look amazing.
Let's start with recap of the previous episode.
So, it went a lot better. So we saw that the trick is alcohol. Alcohol sorts it out and makes it go a lot smoother, right?
Yeah, no, that worked.
So we're going to start off with that.
Yeah.
Let's do that again.
Cool.
Right? I think it helps a lot.
You've got him nearby, hey? What is it this time? Whiskey or gin?
Whiskey.
Thank goodness. Gin shots are the worst. Wait, gin jets.
All right, so let's see. Hold there.
Sure.
Both.
Oh boy.
Oh, fuck,
I'm a small girl. Thank you.
That's a lot. Let's just see if we're still recording. Hello? Yeah.
So we got backup.
Or all good? Yeah.
Yeah. Go fast.
All right.
Okay. Yes?
Do you know how to taste whiskey properly?
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Have I told you that?
I think I know.
Okay, you explain it. What's the right way? Or what I've heard is the way to taste whiskey. Tell me what you know.
Well, if you explain it, then I'll say if it's right or wrong.
Okay.
No, but from what I understand, you've got to swirl it around your mouth and breathe in it as well to get the full flavor.
And then you take a sip after that, and that's the sip that you like take. But we're not doing that. We're just having a shot.
Please.
Okay. Cheers.
Oh God.
Word, that's a lot. That was a lot more than the first time.
That went down in like 5 sips.
Holy shit.
Just don't for me.
You're... Okay.
Okay, well.
Hello, good morning.
Okay, so we actually are whiskey drinkers.
Hello?
But not whiskey shot drinkers. Is it happening?
Yeah, it's happening. Sorry, this is it's a lot of equipment, so it means a lot more can go wrong. Yeah, just talking about our new system. We've got 2 new microphones because the audio was still shit in the previous one. And then we also have now 2 sort of lights. It's not proper lights.
Shout out to Vadner.
Shout out to Werner. He got me this small one in front here. You can see there's one shining there. And then we got a little ring light, influencer type light.
Shout out to Christian for finding that on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah. So initial cost of setting up a podcast, if you have all the cameras and all the gears and you just need lights and microphone, £40.
And good deals.
And good deals and marketplace, yeah.
Okay, what else has happened recently?
Sorry, I'm just trying to wash that whiskey down. Oh my word.
Sorry, I've still been tasting it.
What has happened recently? A lot.
It was your birthday. That's the latest news.
26?
You've joined the 27 club.
27, yeah. I'm still getting used to it.
I love being 27 though. I don't know.
Exactly the same.
I don't know. It's a cool age. I love telling people I'm 27. Although I think it's because I love telling them I'm over 25 because everywhere I go here, I get asked for ID. And if you look under 25, then... And I'm like, I'm 27, not even just 25. So it feels cool to say.
Yeah, well, that's also changed recently. You haven't been asked in the past 2-3 weeks for your ID.
Scotland, no one asked me. I was like, cool.
Did you go to Scotland?
We went to Scotland.
We went to Scotland, yes.
Tell me about Scotland, actually.
Um,
Yes, no.
listen, it's a lot more beautiful. More beautiful? Is that right? It's a lot more beautiful than Portsmouth. That doesn't sound right though. But wow, the most beautiful place I've been now. Definitely Scotland. Just the scenery, open fields, actual houses, not these little flats that we're living in.
So, you know, the picture I had in my head for the UK before moving over was actually Scotland. So I thought we would be moving over into this beautiful countryside with the cutest little town and cobble roads and stuff like that.
Yeah, but unfortunately, I got us a
Portsmouth.
job in Portsmouth, and this is what we're dealing with.
No, it's yeah.
But how's Scotland for you? Did
It
you
was.
enjoy?
I mean, we saw for my family, so it was amazing for me. Felt quite normal as well. It was so nice. Yeah, I'm definitely family orientated.
Yeah, well, luckily you've got family over the whole of UK, where I'm all by myself here.
And doing really well for all by yourself. I'm the one struggling more, and I've got all the help in comparison to you.
Yeah, I don't mind. Not just being on Instagram. I've got my notes on yes.
He knows to say that now.
Yeah. Anything else? What did you learn from Scotland? What did you see? What did you like? What did you not like?
It's windy. Edinburgh, wowzer.
Yeah.
It will take your umbrella, it will take any stand, and your hair down is a no-go.
Yeah, I thought living in Portsmouth, like a little coastal town, the wind's going to be hectic here, but Edinburgh was
The wind blows.
gusty. Yeah, very gusty there. Sorry,
Jesus.
especially on the at the castle where you should go watch at 1:00 because then they have the
cannon.
cannon that goes off. Yeah. Did anything that you didn't like?
The road trip up and trying to find appropriate bathrooms for wee stops along the way.
No, so not really anything bad at Scotland. Just that
No.
the bathroom facilities at all your service stations. It's not a garage.
They don't call it a petrol station.
Yeah.
They call it a service station.
It's a service station. Is out of 10,
1.
1 -10. Bathrooms in the UK in general,
Public bathrooms are worse than South Africa.
disgusting.
It's gross. I'm like, oh, I hate that I have to sit and wee. I just want to be a boy, and your lives are so easy. You don't understand.
Yeah, definitely. I don't have to sit on a wee and poo ridden toilet seat.
If
But-
there is a toilet seat.
Exactly. If there is a toilet seat, we can always go into the woods and go have a wee there. And I can actually show you a nice.
No.
What? I can actually show you a nice.
This is at the waterfall.
No. I can actually show you a nice video of how we can make this work. How we can go to the toilet in desperate times. Just give me a second. So I'm going to be playing this on my phone to Laryssa, but I'll be putting it up somewhere else here.
Is it a shiwi?
What's a shiwi?
It's like a device for hiking trips so you can stand and wee as a girl.
Should we put it up here? Shiwi. This is what a shiwi is.
Is that what it is that you've got?
No.
there?
I'll show you now.
Well, I'm considering a shiwi to be in the car for road trips because I'm struggling.
Would you use one of those shiwis?
I don't know. I've never used one, so.
Okay, I've got it. So it's a video on Instagram, different ways to poo outside. So I'm just going to be holding it. I'm going to be giving it to her. You can play that there. Just give me a reaction. Reaction.
Oh my word! Is this what you want to do with me?
Yeah,
The holding.
the holding one. Then we can look at each
So
other and have
sorry,
a wee.
Christian. This is a no go for me.
I can have a poo
You know
while
I'm
you
very
have a wee.
private with that. So oh, go away. Go away. Are you near the door?
Yeah. But Scotland trip was good.
Scotland trip was. I'm so glad we did it. It was a bit of a last minute thing, as everything we do. But super glad that happened. And thank you to my cousins, Kim and Ari.
Thank you for hosting us.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, so on that note, talking about things on last minute, can go into our first segment of today, which is things we've learnt about the UK. Just in general, stuff like you have to book in advance here. People book at least a year in advance for trips, for concerts.
Yeah, tickets to shows.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a struggle for us because we don't know anything in advance or haven't been able to plan or work things out. That we do it like 2 weeks in advance is seriously in advance for us, and then the soccer game's still fully booked. I mean, the football game is fully booked. So
yeah, because we in Portsmouth, our local
Pompey
soccer team,
football team
is
Pompey.
Portsmouth. No, it's Portsmouth FC, I think. Football club. Yeah.
We should know this.
Yeah. But anyway, we want to book 2 weeks in advance, fully booked for just a normal
game,
not even a big game. So people book in advance here. That's what we've learned, which is quite difficult for us because we don't even know what we're doing next weekend.
And then if you do want the on the day type of thing, then they're like, oh, so it's double the price?
It's £1 million. Yeah.
We're like, oh, come on.
Yeah. Anything else that you've learned?
Must I describe more for other people coming over as such, or just things I've learned?
No, just general. Another thing that we've learned is that potholes is
a thing
in abundance here in the UK, where we thought South Africa was bad. I've probably hit more potholes here than anywhere else, just because
for sure
in South Africa at least you have big roads which you can dodge them. Here the roads are narrow, you have nowhere to go, so you have to drive through the potholes.
You didn't miss, don't worry. And you know, of hitting them even more is on my road bike. So I thought having a road bike, the road is really smooth, but it isn't. And I've hit so many potholes, and I'm like, all these tires. I do miss a road bike because you can a mountain bike, because you can just drive through anything.
Yeah, so in the UK, rather get a gravel bike. That's apparently...
And a 4x4. I mean, why not?
You'll have nowhere to park.
True, the parkings are really tight.
Yeah, get a very small car.
With regards to the potholes, they do get fixed. So that is something that's different. But with all the rain and the weather that they have, they get really bad really quickly. And that's why there are such bad potholes here.
Yeah. Anything else?
I would like to ask a few questions to the UK viewers, because there's a few things that I don't understand. I would just like some clarity on.
Yeah, stuff that you've learned.
So the speed limit here is 70, but when it means 70, it's like a circle with a line through it. So just to note, as a South African, they never made us do any road tests before. We can just drive, which is great.
What do you mean?
We didn't have to know any new road signs or go through any testing without.
You did. Unless if you bribed your way through it.
No, I mean from South Africa to the UK.
Oh. Well,
we haven't. It's just like, you're allowed. We're like, cool.
If we have a license in South Africa,
it's valid here.
So.
But I had to figure out what the circle with the line means. So my family said
this one,
that it means that you can go back to the speed you were originally going.
No, you can go unlimited speed. Then
I asked someone from here, and they're like, it means unlimited speed. But it doesn't actually mean unlimited speed. It means 70. So much for the unlimitedness. It's literally 70 is the max speed here. It's so slow. Like, come on. We're used to driving 140, which is 80 equivalent miles per hour.
Yeah. So
170 is about 110 kilometers an hour, which is really slow. Anyways, I really hate hold back on that feel, because I'm used to driving so much faster.
Yeah,
and they will catch you.
But the other thing is as well, then that's the speed limit 70, and I'm trying to stick with that speed limit, but everyone else is definitely going more than that. So I don't know if they just fine with getting all these fines, or they're oblivious, or I don't know what they're doing.
So that's the question we have for the UK viewers, is how strict is the speed limit? And I also understand our car reads under. So the speedo on our car is reading under because if you put it on GPS, you can see that you're actually going slower than what
we
it
usually
shows.
go like 75.
But the other thing I've also realized now is all the cameras are well marked. Where in the UK they hide the cameras and they hide the
In the
policemen.
UK, they hide the
Sorry,
cameras.
South Africa they hide the cameras and hide the people catching you. But in the UK it seems to be that they have to mark and have it viewing. Stop. I'm getting the right word here.
Yeah.
Anyway, and so with regards to that is how many of you guys are abiding by the speed limit? We're too scared to not at the moment, but we see you driving a lot faster and we are unsure. Next one on the speed limit. You know the little windy roads that are all in the countryside here?
Yeah.
They're like 60, which is about 100
it's like a single lane.
kilometers an hour.
They say it's a double lane, but it's
very narrow.
Definitely a single lane.
So I've tested that. I'm like, cool. It's 60, 110 kilometers an hour. I'm like, let's do it. I can't reach 60 on those windy roads without it being dangerous and without Christian being like, Laryssa. So, is anyone actually doing the speed limit on those roads? Because
I think that's
I'm like,
wowza,
challenge. Come on. This is a little bit fast now. It's fun, or in la. You hit a serious panic, but don't worry, I got this. I got it.
But I think for you, it's a challenge.
I'm like, okay, let's see what we can do. I'll try. That little Fiesta is nippy on the roads. It's great.
It's quite scary. Anyway, while we're on the topic of driving, brights.
Yes, you had a problem with this with the Scotland road trip, and I agree.
Just in general, when you put on your brights and you change it to dims, there should be a very big distinction, which the cars in the UK, they don't. It feels like all of them are driving on brights.
So what we realize is their lights are tilted upwards. So the normal...
It's tilted way up.
I know we're a Fiesta, so we're pretty low down, but you drove one last year as well. I was in a higher car.
Yeah,
so
and I never had this
I
problem.
shone in other people's eyes, but you were the one that was getting
you were the problem.
The high SUVs, yeah. But it seems like the UK drivers, your lights are tilted into my eyes in comparison. And we're just wondering, is that a thing? Are lights tilted slightly higher off the road? But I am blinded.
Yeah, I'm also. It's so much scarier driving here at night. I've realized, it's just way too much lights and it's too bright and the road is too dark. I mean, everyone else is.
I'm used to in South Africa. We had a lot of street lamps and highways are all lit up. Here it's dark.
It's dark, and then it's just all these blinding lights of all the other cars. But question to you guys.
Let us know.
It's more of not a command.
Request.
It's more of a request. Tilt your dims down lower. You're blinding us.
Let's be fair. Who's watching this stuff? It's family, my family, and your work colleagues, and that's about it. So if you guys could just let us know. Yeah. Another question I have for the UK is, I see a lot of people wearing earphones, but still the ones with the wire. Like I thought that was
fashion.
That's what I think I've realized now. So I'm like, what? AirPods and like just earbuds as such have been around for so long, yet everyone's still wearing the cord ones, and I'm so confused. I'm like, guys, get with it.
Yeah.
But then I see it's like
poor is in currently.
I'm like, what? Are they more advanced? Are they not? What's going on? Is everyone not able to afford earbuds? I thought that was like the next up, but then I realized it's cool. It's very vintage look.
You're hip.
And people are looking for the cord earphones and not cordless.
Yeah, no, true.
Interesting.
Fashion.
Okay.
Other questions for the UK? Oh no, not really questions. Things we've learned. If you guys are listening and you are planning on coming over.
So this is for the South Africans.
South Africans, listen up. Mold.
Yeah.
Yeah, mold is a big thing. Yeah.
Basically, drying of clothing is a problem here, and
if you don't have a proper dryer.
Or an outside, which we don't.
Yeah, or an outside, a garden or something. Right?
I'm like, what is that speck on the wall next to the clothes rack? I'm like,
color.
My word, we've never known this because we live in a hot country.
So, advice would be to get a dehumidifier.
You know how in South Africa we have the fireplace going in winter and winters are dry, and we always have a humidifier in the room.
You need a dehumidifier.
You need a dehumidifier here. It's
Exactly.
so weird.
Yeah. And another thing, you guys actually had it back in South Africa. Those little squeegee things to get the water
Off the
shower.
yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a little squeegee like this. You guys had it back in South Africa. Wasn't
You mean my
necessary
parents?
there, your parents. But here, it's definitely necessary to get as much moisture out of your bathroom as possible. So you should squeegee your glass.
It's more like a glass scraper.
Yeah. But that's what people do here. They do that to get as much moisture out of that bathroom to let it soak down.
Okay.
Yeah, it's something we need to get.
Yeah, I'm still working out the balance between a hot shower and then opening up the window with it -degrees outside to get the moisture out the bathroom.
Yeah.
And
No,
not
I
freezing
can't.
my ass off and becoming a grumpy girl.
Yeah, I can't. I keep them closed and tell you that I open them.
What? I'm the one freezing my ass off, opening the bathroom window after every shower and then running to the room because it's -degrees outside.
No, it's too cold. I close the window and open it afterwards. And then other things. The other thing is, while we were on the subject of cars, I had something else to say, is that people are too friendly here. The drivers are
Polite.
too friendly.
Polite
They're too
more than
polite,
friendly.
and I think it has caused a horrible snowball effect where it's given pedestrians this authority of, I can do whatever I want. I don't have to look left and right. It's my right to walk over the road. And somehow they have forgotten that, no, the people on the roads, they are in cars that can kill you. They should be afraid of them, because here they aren't afraid. They just walk over the road, and if you don't stop, you're in the wrong. Even if it's not like even a
Zebra
stripe.
crossing,
Zebra crossing. Do you call that the same in the UK?
surely.
The zebra
Just
crossing?
because they don't have zebras doesn't mean they don't call it a zebra.
I don't
Maybe
know.
it's a pedestrian crossing.
Maybe it's
actually.
pedestrian, but
Maybe not a zebra.
I've just realized that they are so entitled. The people walking, like, they have more right than anyone here. The other day, I told you about this, I think, where I wanted to come park in our parking.
Which is just off the road. So
Yeah.
basically we parallel to the road
Yeah.
and it's just against the wall of the building here where we stay.
And this lady was walking along the pavement, and I went
Into the parking.
into my parking, and she had to stop for 5 seconds to wait for me to park. And she walked up to my window, literally shouting at me,
Oh.
being like, "Yeah, clearly, it's a guy that has to drive like that. Can't wait." I'm like, "Listen, sorry, it's my parking. I'm just trying to park." Yeah. And I think that's where she realized my accent, and she was like, "Yeah, you clearly don't know how it works here." I'm like, "Listen, I didn't drive in front of you and almost hit you. I went into my parking place. It took me 5 seconds." And she's like, "Yeah, you didn't wait for me to pass first." I'm like, "Well, you could have waited as well. I'm in the car. I can kill you." Which I won't. But couldn't believe it. So the people here are too entitled, walking everywhere. Because the problem is the drivers are too friendly. And that caused people just to think they can put their indicator on and just turn.
This I found. So on the highway when you're driving, if someone has an indicator on, it doesn't mean they want to go. It means I'm moving.
I'm moving now,
And
get
you
out the
better
way.
brake for me because I'm coming into your lane. And I'm like, no, that's not how I'm used to it working. It's more like I'm going to find a gap and I won't
I'm just warning
hinder
you guys,
anyone else.
I want to go
Yeah.
there.
But here it's like I'm putting my indicator
I'm
on and
moving.
you're going to have to brake for me.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, not so in South Africa, it doesn't work like that. So that's how I've learned now, and that's okay. They're very polite, so everyone gives everyone a gap here. But in South Africa, you got to make your own gap, you got to find your own gap, or you've got to push. So if I put my indicator on, I'll only do it when there is a gap or when it's safe to go. So
Yeah,
no one's going to have to brake for me. Whereas in here, if someone wants to come into my lane, I
You
must
just
brake
brake.
for them so that they can be in front of me. And I'm like, okay, this is new to me.
Yeah. So again, drivers are too polite, and it has caused a problem here.
Just for us.
But it helps. It really, honestly helps you in other situations where you're trying to get into a road, and they.
Yeah, you always have a gap.
Yeah.
Someone will always give you a gap,
So
which
that's
is
what's
great.
super nice about
And
that. So,
we always give other people a gap too, even in South Africa. So that's not a problem for us.
Just off topic, we were talking about new gear. We are trying this green screen out, seeing if we can put something on there. Yeah, that's it.
Christian's idea, because I don't know what that means.
Yeah. Anyway, okay. So on the topic of talking about UK, what we've learned and everything, and giving advice.
More things for South Africans. There's a few things we want to say that no one else is going to teach you, because it's not things that something would come up, but something that I was so embarrassed, and I was just like, it was reached my peak of just stress, and then this had to happen, is don't take the little trolleys out the shop. It sets off the alarm.
Yeah, and some even has a built-in mechanism. If you walk
Near
over a certain line, it breaks. The trolley breaks. You can't push it any further.
Or it says to you, please go to the checkout and not to the entrance. You need to pay. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm just walking past here.
Yeah, so don't take the little trolleys.
So Lidl, the shop Lidl, Lidl,
Lidl?
the little trolleys from Lidl are not allowed out the shop.
I think.
It sets off the little alarm.
And it's only some. Some you can take out to the parking lot. But if you take it further than the parking lot, the wheels lock and you can't take it any further.
It's not something anyone could have warned us for either.
Yeah.
So we're letting you know.
Yeah, and I don't know if we've mentioned this, but the other thing we've learned is that you fill your own car with
I'm
fuel.
sure they know.
Yeah, but it's just something. You don't go and stop at the petrol station, wait for someone to fill your car up, or to wash your windscreen, or to put in oil, or check if your water's full.
You do that yourself.
You do that yourself, yeah. You fill up your tires as well.
And you have like
Blow
limited
up? How do you
time.
say it?
Pump your tires.
Yeah, you have to pump your tires as well by yourself.
The tip and trick for that is that we got to run and take off all the little hubcaps. Oh, not the hubcaps, the valve caps.
Why is that?
So that because it's limited time, you have to pay the machine to give you air that comes from here to go into your tires. It's like it's for free, but anyway, you pay for it, and then you take the air and you put the air in your tires, and they don't work in bar; they work in PSI. So you got to quickly do that calculation. Also realize
in bar as well. You can
it's
change
just
it.
a button.
Oh, sorry.
And then it gets bar.
Yeah, you can change it.
And then you quickly do all four, and then it automatically does it and beeps at you. So you don't really have to think or check on the valve how much your pressure is.
Yeah, you just put it in and beep, done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else? Small things you've learned?
I've learned that, you know how we used to say in South Africa, please fill up, auto stop's fine. Well, I know what auto stop is now, because I'm like, how am I going to know when it clicks off? And it actually legit, the fuel pump, it does do a click. Although Christian can't get it right.
Some of mine just clicks the whole time.
I think you're holding it too tight.
Well,
like
how should I know I'm holding it too tight? You're saying I'm too strong.
You're onto Facebook fans next.
Oh yeah, definitely. So past few weeks, Facebook has been not as
exciting.
It hasn't been any good ones. Yeah, you wouldn't know. You still don't have Facebook. There's been a few. Can you put your brightness on there? Right. So,
just to know, I haven't seen these before, so this will be a first time viewing for me.
Yeah, and like I said, the past few weeks, Facebook has not been delivering. It's not been great, but I've got like one or two that was sort of funny. It's not as funny as the previous ones, but yeah, let's get into that. Are you ready?
Ready. Let's go.
Okay, the first one that we have. What are you expecting first? What are you expecting?
I don't know, someone's gross toes that they put in the photo by accident or something.
Someone's gross toes. That's close.
Oh.
I thought you were going to say something sexual, because the previous one was just sexual things. Anyway, let's go. The first one is, there we go. What we have there. Read that there.
Ew. It looks like something I've taken out in surgery. Mobile ear syringing.
Mobile ear syringing. What does that mean?
I don't know.
What do you think that means?
To somehow clean your ears.
Somehow cleaning your ears. Hey?
Yeah, but that looks like a organic material.
Laryssa, that's earwax that you're seeing there. That's mobile ear syringing. Cold weather and ears. So apparently when it gets cold, earwax builds up here in the UK.
What?
And then you got mobile ear syringing, £45. And then we've got
Sorry,
another...
are we buying the earwax or is it?
No.
Well, why do they have a photo of the earwax? I don't want to buy your earwax.
They just show you
That's
how
disgusting.
much earwax can come out of a person's ear.
I mean, we do this in dogs. I suppose it's got to happen in humans too, hey?
Yeah, but you can do it yourself.
That's gross.
How gross is that?
I've never had that much build up. Also, I know earwax is like your most disgusting thing ever. You won't use my earphones.
Yeah, exactly. So when I saw this, is like, oh my word. And that's like a...
I don't even know. You know, I don't even have a bank card yet. The only thing I've ever used in the UK for 8 months is Apple Pay. So I don't even know what the money looks like.
So that's a pound or pence or something. I don't know. But look at that. Look how disgusting that is.
Ew. Why would you show a photo?
It's to show them, look.
Well, where's the device?
This is what we can do. This is what we can take out.
Is it people coming to your house, meaning mobile, or you buying a product that is...
I did not inquire.
Disgrace. People are weird. Next
one. There's just more photos. Disgusting. And then there we go. So the headline is required. That's all. Just required.
For £500.
For £500.
10 grand. Rand.
And so it's this photo of a man and a woman. Probably have to blur the faces. Required. So what do you think just by reading that? Required £500 and you see a man and woman like that.
Don't know, it's something that they're not describing, so I'll read the description.
But what do you think before then?
The fact that she's wearing leopard prints, I
not a
don't
good start.
think highly of her.
No, shame. Just not a good
Sorry,
start.
very judgy, but
Yeah,
I'm
very
not a
judgy.
fan of leopard prints.
Can you read there?
Couples required for video clips. £500 per each 20-minute clip film. Location of the filming will be in the Dudley area. If you're interested, then press send a direct message. Oh, then please send a direct message. Sorry, it's a bit far.
Yes, thoughts?
So it's something sexual.
So, well, we can only assume. Because what does that mean? Are we...
Couples required for video clips.
Yes, what video
What
clips?
video clips? I'm so uneducated. I don't know.
Well, I'm sure it's probably some sexual type thing, so it's probably porn.
Blur their faces.
Blur their faces. £500 for a few video clips.
Do you think we should?
Considering it?
We both gave that look.
Anyway, not the place. I think not the place. Facebook Marketplace. I don't think so, but it's just very
Does it
funny.
say for adults only or
It doesn't even give a big description. It doesn't say this height, this weight, this age.
I hope you
just...
didn't inquire, did you?
No.
Something I should know.
No. Yeah, that's just the description. And then this
Shocking.
one, it's not very funny. It's just a painting on a cardboard box.
Huh.
And it says for free. Description says open to offers or trade. What would you trade for that piece of art? It's actually like it's
pretty good.
It's not bad. I see this somewhere in like this very expensive gallery
Yeah.
being sold for like millions.
And the fact that it's on a cardboard box
It just gives more
gives it-
character.
probably means more arty and
Exactly. It's like that. Did you ever see that banana that was taped with duct tape to the canvas?
no, I live in a hole.
Well, they sold that. They sold that painting for like millions, and
Really?
it was a yeah.
Oh,
I'll show
okay.
it to you, but it's like a duct tape banana to a canvas.
and then what, it changes color.
Goes fraught.
Ooh.
But they paid like millions for that.
So
I promise
confused.
you. Yeah. But yeah, that's all I got. Not that good.
Still, the initial two are just weird.
Yeah. It's just
Strange.
weird stuff you can find on Facebook.
If anyone else knows of why or has a reason or an answer for it, let us know what your thoughts are.
Yeah, let
Because
us know what you think about
at work,
those.
at Christian and family, you can message me. It's only viewers. Come on.
Yeah, just you can personal message us. You probably have our number if you're watching this. Anyway, that was segment of Facebook Marketplace finds. Hopefully, in the next few weeks, I get a few better ones. Yeah, I know we've already spoken about my birthday and everything, but for the past 30 minutes, I'm just staring at a cake there. I don't know what's going to happen.
Oh, sorry, surprise. I didn't want to. I had to bring it
But,
into the room because the
Yeah,
car.
we spoke about my birthday like at the start of this.
I'm sorry. So yeah, I'm not turned towards it. So it was gonna be a surprise to bring in the cake, but then we have to move a couch across the doorway, so we won't be able to open the door. So I couldn't.
So the cake
have
is
it.
a lot closer and in her.
Yes, it's by me, but he
peripheral
could see
vision.
it. It's not in my peripheral vision.
Are you like a predator? Certainly, yeah. Anyway,
Leave
it's
me.
closer than
Happy
the
birthday,
other room.
Christianus. Sorry, and surprise.
Yeah, big surprise. Thank you.
So I didn't get you a cake for your birthday because we were off to London for the day and night. So
Yeah.
this is it.
What is this?
You tell me.
Well, it's a cake. What type of cake? Carrot cake?
Coffee and walnut.
So, just to repeat that, your excuse is that we moved the cake closer. That's why you forgot to give the cake to me.
Yes.
Yes, okay, that makes sense.
No, but honestly, I forgot about it.
It was.
And
You were going to keep it in the other room.
Yeah, so that it's an actual surprise. But then just before we started, I brought it out, and it's literally in your line of sight.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And the having the cake and giving it to me is also your plan. It was your plan, and you thought about this and.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, are you going to sing me a happy birthday?
No, I'm not going to. You
Why
guys know that song online. But you're welcome to cut the cake,
Yeah.
seeing as I didn't give you cake on your birthday.
What's the flavor you said?
Coffee and walnut.
Coffee and walnut. Let's do a taste test.
You just put the whole thing in your mouth. I know it's small, but not that small.
It's quite good. Try to put the whole thing in.
I can't.
Yo. I'm not done.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
It's really sweet.
Yeah, that's also what we've learned. Everything in the UK is packed with sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah, good commentary. Yeah, having fun, yeah. So,
And then as for every episode, we do the do's and don'ts of a consult room. Have you got some for this episode?
no, I couldn't think of a lot. The only one that I could think about. So, number one, do's and don'ts of a consult room when you go to the vet. Don't touch me.
Excuse me?
Yes. Don't touch me.
I'm not having this problem. Tell me more.
No. I was in had this consult room with this senior guy, and then he's a new client and he's very loud, and then he was talking to me and he's explaining that he's got all these problems and he's got all these disabilities, like we are aware there's a lot of in the UK, and no shade on them.
No what on them?
Shade.
Shade.
I'm very hip. No shade on them. But anyway, he was talking about, and he's got this back problem, and I'm just trying to type my notes. So I'm turned away from him, busy typing my notes, and he's like, I've got this back problem, and it's all tight and everything. And the next moment, I just feel a hand over the back of my back, and he's like rubbing my back, and he's like, this area here, it's so tight here.
No, is he saying it like that, or is he?
He was saying it like that, but he's like touching my back. He's like, it's here, all around this whole area here is completely. What's the word? I'm like, a spasm. He's like, no. It's a spasm. Touching my back.
I'm worried about you.
I'm not worried about me.
You
Worried
must
about the
speak up.
people. But yeah. What do you think
I have the
about
opposite. I have the opposite. Today, was it 2 days ago? Yesterday,
that? Yeah.
I had a client. He's like, I can't say thank you enough. This is amazing. I'm like, hang on, I haven't completely fixed your dog. It's pancreatitis. It's an ongoing thing. He's like, I would give you a hug, but I might go to jail. So I'm just gonna say thank you. So I literally have the opposite. But I'm worried.
But that's a dude.
Was it inappropriate when he did that?
Well, that's a don't. Don't touch me.
But did you vocalize that?
No. This is an old man. I'm not going to be able to tell him, hey, sir, please don't touch me.
I don't have a problem.
And it wasn't probably
You need to
inappropriate.
Okay.
You know,
If it was
he was just trying to
uncomfortable, you must
explain to
say.
me, like, this is the area where. And I was like, whoa, you don't do that. You don't touch me.
Also, did he come across the room to where
He
you?
was already standing there.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah.
You want to talk about it?
I did. To everyone. Yours? Does it Dan?
Don't have much more. The only thing I would say is, please can you guys bring some personality? Honestly, it's the most boring thing, consultations, and then the next person's like, next. I'm like, come on, people. Liven up a bit. You can chat to me as well. I had like one client, we chatted a bit, had a few laughs, and I'm like, well, why is everyone else so down and depro?
Yeah. It's
but
really nice when they've got a good attitude. I haven't had a lot of them, but it helps so much because I have to put a smile on, and when you're not like trying to reciprocate that emotion, it's so difficult.
It's also boring. So
You know?
we're also just human, and you can chat to us about anything. But just remember the time limit, eh?
Yeah.
You can chat, but don't chat too much, okay?
Contradicting ourselves.
Yeah.
That was
so
don't
anything
number
is-
3. We said don't chat
Yeah.
too much.
Do this, but not too much, hey? But yeah, just liven up a little bit, guys.
Liven up, yeah.
I must say, the last 2 weeks, I think I've had two of my best weeks in the UK so far. So what's that taken? Almost 9 months. But I don't know, I just had really decent, nice
It
people.
does get better, guys. It does.
I've had really cool surgeries, 2 new surgeries that I've done. They
Yeah,
were quite
that's good.
big, orthopedic one and a soft tissue one. Am I talking into the microphone?
Yeah.
So things have been going well, so I can't really complain too much.
Yeah, I've the only thing in my past week is I had a first. You talking about surgeries that you've done recently, which
Someone
were
that
first?
touched you.
No. I had a first where a client was just like, yes, go ahead, do that test, go ahead, because it was a dog with it was a cat with problems, whatever. And then I was like, well, we have to do this test, and then we have to do that test, and then we have to do this, and if that comes back like that, then we have to do this. And usually that's where they're like, can't afford, please just give an injection. So then we do that. And she was like, and I was waiting for that where she's like, where you can see that their face goes like quiet, not quiet, but like dull, and they're like, you can see, no, they're not going to pay. And she was like, yes, okay, cool. I was like, whoa, we're going ahead. Okay, cool. And then I phoned again. I was like, yeah, well, we need to do this now because we found out this. She's like, okay, cool. I was like, really? Okay, perfect.
Yeah, so that's nice to hear. And also just to note that most of the dogs are insured. It's just the fact that most insurances are capped at a certain amount, so they usually have to eventually say no. So it is nice when they still like
Yeah,
go
that's
ahead,
another.
or they're well insured that they're like, hey, £10,000, keep going.
Yeah, that's another
Really good
do's and
insurance.
don't. Do get the best insurance.
So if you are getting insurance, don't skimp on that. It's a bit like car insurance. You don't want to just get the most basic.
Yeah, and
Pretty
at
much,
least
it's not worth it. Yeah.
and at least £10,000.
You think?
10,000. Yeah.
I say 5.
No, at least 10,000. 10,000, and you'll be covered for specialist, for
That covers
referral,
specialists. Yeah.
for CT. 10,000.
Actually-
Don't go for cheaper. Don't go for 2,000.
2,000 gets you nowhere.
If it's a big problem, well, you're gonna have to pay your ass out.
At least 5. When I sent a dog to a specialist the other day, it was for 2 different procedures, hit by a car. It was 12.
12,000.
And her
Exactly.
insurance, she had the one of the best and was until 10.
Yeah, exactly. 10,000.
So, yeah.
Shit can go wrong with your dog.
That's the thing with insurance, though. You don't want to have to use it because it means something's gone wrong, but you don't want to be in that position either. So it is a hard call, but can recommend.
Yeah. I completely forgot about this.
Yeah?
I wanted to do this at the start.
Oh, like the birthday cake.
Yeah, okay, so we even. I wanted to do this at the start. Can I do a knock joke with you?
Sure. Who's there?
No. Knock.
Who's there?
Yoda.
Yoda who?
That's not how knock works.
That is.
No.
It's Yoda who?
Everyone is going to think,
Knock.
what the hell?
Knock.
was that?
Who's there? No one who. No, it's like
No, you're supposed to say, knock. You do it to me.
knock.
Who's there? Yoda.
Yoda.
Yoda lay hoo.
Lay.
Yoda lay he hoo. Sorry about that, guys. That's gonna get cut. Big time. I was like wanting to do that for weeks, and it completely
Sorry, not on the same wavelength.
crash and burn. Next thing that we can speak about is when looking for a job in the UK.
Yes. A summary of what we would look for in a job in the UK,
Sounds like you're
having
reading
some.
an oral. Saying an oral.
Okay.
So speaking about
So speaking about helping out South Africans with regards to the UK, what
that's
would
better,
you?
But say it a bit more enthusiastically. Without sounding like you're speaking in oral. Just chat to me.
Okay, so speaking about how to help out South Africans, what would you advise if a South African wanted to come over looking for a job? Because we've had our friend come over now, and
Yeah.
things that he was looking for, and we can give at least some pointers of what to make sure you're getting, or what are good things to hear, what are bad things.
Yeah. Especially veterinary related.
Of course, sorry. Yeah. So first thing I'd say, if accommodation is included, it's a win.
Big one.
Financially, at least, because it's a lot of money. So rent is a massive expense on your salary. And so if they're offering not a lot, but the accommodation is included, good.
Yeah. So you can save a lot because that's your biggest expense monthly is your accommodation. And
Rent.
Yeah. Another thing is just a small thing. Look how long their consults are. We've mentioned this in the previous episode that first consultations, make them 30 minutes. You can't get through enough in 15 minutes, especially if it's a new client, if it's a new problem.
Especially the way we've been trained in South Africa and what we're used to. So if you want to make your life not hard or just easier to adapt.
Ask them how long their consults are. If they say
Yeah.
15 minutes, which is the usual, it's going to be a big adjustment.
A lot of people are doing 20 and 30 minutes, which is just so much better. So
Yeah.
quality of working
Service.
life here is pick that option. Another one I would say is,
Weekends.
do you want to work weekends or not?
Yeah, well,
Is
yeah.
what you mean?
I mean more the rota. Are you working once every 2 weeks? Because that's a big no. Um, try and get somewhere where you work once in every 4 weeks, unless that's what you want to do.
I'm once every 3 weekends, but we only do Saturdays. We don't do Sundays, so
Yeah.
that's bearable.
So ask what's their weekend rota. Ask do they do after hours. All those are things we weren't interested in. So make sure they don't do after hours. Make sure the practice, if you don't want to ever work sole charge, make sure that's not going to be a requirement.
And sole charge means you're alone at the practice. You're the only vet that will be dealing with all the cases that come in.
Yeah.
I didn't know what sole charge was initially.
Yeah. And
the other thing I wanted to say is something I would ask if I had to move would be how long have the vets at the new practice been working there for? It says a lot. So if you're finding vets jumping a practice or only there for a year or under, it's not a good sign.
Yeah.
They're not keeping their vets happy, and you're not going to be the one lucky one that's going to be enjoying it when everyone else hasn't and left.
Yeah, and make sure when you look at the website of that practice that you see a lot of grey hair.
That's what I was advised before coming over. When I spoke to a few guys on this side, shout out to a few vets in London, they were like, check on the website, there's grey hair, you're good.
Exactly.
It just means that there's someone older that you can learn from, especially now that we're still young and we do need mentors and people that pretty much know what they're doing, that we have that are experienced. You're a new grad,
yeah, that's important.
Yeah,
because you're gonna want to ask questions.
And you'll definitely have questions. I'm still asking.
Oh, every day.
What do you think about?
Yeah.
Shout out to the locum vet where I work. He takes a lot of my questions and is always very helpful. So it's a big one.
Yeah. Another thing is to, you usually get this big deal where they say relocation package of 3,000 or 5,000 pounds. That's not the truth.
Ask questions about that.
Ask the questions. How much am I getting after tax? Am I just getting that money straight into my bank account?
Because a lot of the time you have to prove it with slips. So you have to have spent that moving over to be able to claim it back.
Yeah, and if you don't have enough slips, you aren't getting the full amount. And they are also very particular of what counts as...
Yeah, so buying a car is not part of those expenses.
Exactly. Or I can't remember, but there's a lot of things like you can't just claim like normal groceries. Or
no.
I can't remember, but just ask those questions because it might sound great, but then you push them a bit and then comes back, no.
And the tax on it is great as well, so.
Yeah. Anything else?
If I had to move and I'm already in the UK, I would visit the practice beforehand as well. It's difficult to move to a place where you don't know or don't have any experience. I'd even consider shadowing for a day just to see a little bit of how things are run. It's not going to be easy because you ideally want to spend a lot of time there, but it's not realistic.
Yeah, and that's what our friend did now. That's why he came over. He came over to look at all the practices and everything.
Yeah, and he's up north now and going to compare. So you'll get paid more likely less up north, but your accommodation and expenses to live, so living expenses are much less.
Yeah.
Whereas in comparison to you down south, you end up getting paid a bit more, but you're spending it on living. So
yeah, you have to work out how much you're making out after that.
Yeah.
After everything is being subtracted, because a higher salary doesn't mean you save a lot more. Living in London, you get a massive salary, but I mean, your accommodation is extraordinary.
And more about that is, I thought we'd be earning more. So it looks good on a number for per year. Don't forget it's taxed, 1. 2, you have NI, National Insurance or NHS, that's automatically deducted. Pension automatically deducted. And then your works pension, that's optional if you want to do as well. So your salary is a lot less than what it looks like.
Exactly.
So just know that, okay? Because that's something I didn't know.
Yeah, so I think that's the best is to, if you're planning on coming over, I know it's a lot of money, but even ask the practice if they'd sponsor you to come over just to see what it's like. I know a lot of practices in America, they even fly you out there and everything. So yeah, definitely come over and check the practice. If you've got friends like us, use them, go stay with them.
We can offer a couch only.
Yeah, if you are a friend, not weirdos.
Yeah, if you drop a thing in the comment, we probably won't reply. Yeah, so it's nice to have him for the weekend. Show him around Portsmouth and all.
Now, all the good and bad about Portsmouth, there's a lot more bad, unfortunately. But there's also a lot of good things here. We've got the sea.
Yeah.
What else do we have?
No, we have good things. I have a really nice bicycle. I have Sam,
Close
my
to the gym.
friend. We have a gym. We have...
Yeah, anyway. Yeah, it was just nice to have him here. He was sleeping on the couch. We had to move all our
equipment.
podcasting equipment, and then he found out we have a podcast.
We did not tell him the name though, because I'm pretty sure he wouldn't watch it to support us. He'd probably watch it to judge us.
Just laugh at us. But anyway, he'll probably find out sooner or later.
Yeah. Oh, I wanted to ask is how you're dealing with the light. Daylight at the moment is min.
It's very weird. It gets dark at like 4:30. 4:00 in the afternoon, and then immediately you're like tired. It's bedtime. We have to go to bed. It's dark. So it's so difficult. It's very difficult to keep motivated to still go do anything because it's already dark.
Gymming for you has now been driving and not walking because it's so cold and so dark, and even a kilometer is very far.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like dark at 4:30, and then you start getting ready for bed, and then you realize you still have so much time, but then somehow 9 o'clock hits, and I know it's 9 p.m. because my eyes tell me.
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
usually
Christian,
look at you and see.
I can't look out my eyes anymore. They're so dry. It must be 9 p.m. And it is.
And it's bedtime.
I'm like, oh, how am I ever going to stay up later than 9? I could never do a night shift.
Yeah. Speaking about that, funny stories. We usually talk about funny stories. Have we spoken about funny stories today?
No.
No. I've got one that's your funny story.
Okay.
So it actually fits into what we've learned in the UK. Let me ask you, what have you learned when you went into your consult room for the first few weeks and it was quite dry, so your lips were quite dry? Yeah? Please elaborate.
So I only put lip balm on twice a day, morning and night, and I use Vaseline because I find that it seals and actually holds in the moisture, so it's not giving you additional moisture, because I find most lip balms, the more you use, the more you need. And when I walked into the consult room, I saw there's like a tub of Vaseline in each room. I'm like, sweet, so if I ever need some for my lips, got it there.
Yeah, so
until I realized what it's used for.
Yeah, and you came home the one night and you're like, yeah, it's so nice. It's so nice having the Vaseline in the rooms because you can just put it on your lips whenever you need. I was like, Laryssa, that's for your rectals. That's for your thermometer to put up the dog's or any animal's bum. Ew. Gross, don't do that.
Don't worry, I don't. Yeah, so it's actually used, or in the UK, so you dip your thermometer in Vaseline before you put it up the bum for temperature. Yeah. Not something we do in the South Africa. You get it dry.
You get it dry, sorry.
Anyway, so no more comments about the thermometer. It's no.
Yeah, we even use Vaseline.
Yeah, come on, stop it.
But to be honest, I have used that Vaseline for my
No, stop. Yeah. We need to be dewormed.
It's usually when they're like freshly laid out.
Oh, you got a new tub.
A new tub, when they're freshly replaced, I usually take a bit.
Scissors.
Well, just the size.
No. And just to note, I didn't actually use it, but I did think of using it. I never needed it. And I was like, oh, sweet. If I do need, just to clarify, I didn't.
Yeah. Anyway, I think that about does it for this episode.
Yeah.
Hey?
That's all I can think of. And what do you want me to say?
Oh, my word. Am I running this podcast?
Yes, you are.
What are you doing here?
I'm tired. Your famous line.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, if you've come this far, if you watched the 3rd episode, well done. Thank you.
Yeah. So how about you like, share, and subscribe?
Yeah.
Please.
Please, we would really appreciate it.
What?
Just talk to me.
I'm smiling.
Anyway, guys, if you liked the episode, please like it, please share it, please subscribe.
Let us know what you like more of or less of, and we can chat about that more if you would want to hear more of something
Yeah.
specific.
And if you are a vet and you have any funny stories, write it in the comments and we can maybe read it out next episode.
But if it's anything ugly, we're not reading them. Okay, bye.
Yeah, no negative content, no negative vibes. There we go. Anyway, cheers, guys.
Shout
Bye-bye.
out to Matt, our 10th subscriber.
Thanks, Matt. Cheers. Love you. Bye.